Wi-Fi exists because a team of scientists went hunting for exploding black holes and failed. That's not a metaphor. The exact math streaming this video through your wall was built to hear black holes pop. This is the story of the most profitable failed experiment in history. But first, what actually is Wi-Fi? Because almost nobody can answer that. Wi-Fi is radio, and radio is light. Invisible light. Waves too long and too slow for your eyes to catch. Your router is basically a lighthouse. It strobes its invisible light in patterns, and the wave itself wiggles around 2.4 billion times every second. Right now, every wall in your house is glowing with it. You are marinating in invisible light. You just can't see the party. But indoor light has a problem. It bounces. A wave leaves your router and ricochets off the wall, the floor, the fridge, so copies of it arrive at your laptop a split second apart. Echoes. And echoes smear data into mush. It's like taking dictation from someone shouting in a cave. In the early 90s, this was the wall. Indoor wireless was slow, garbled, or both. Engineers everywhere were stuck. It's called the multipath problem, and the fix had already been invented 15 years earlier. By accident. Because of Stephen Hawking. In 1974, Hawking predicted that black holes aren't fully black. They leak. And the tiny ones leak faster and faster until, at the very end, they explode. Which raised an irresistible idea. If mini black holes left over from the Big Bang are out there popping off, maybe a radio telescope could hear one. A young Australian engineer named John O'Sullivan joined the hunt, working at a radio observatory in the Netherlands. The problem, an exploding black hole wouldn't go bang. It would be a faint, smeared little chirp, stretched and scrambled by its trip across space. So the team built ferocious math to unsmear it. Fast Fourier transforms run at ridiculous speed. Tools that take a scrambled wave and fold it back into a clean one. They pointed the dish at the sky. They listened. Nothing. Not one pop. Not then, not since. To this day, nobody on Earth has ever heard a black hole explode. The hunt failed, the math went in the drawer. And that should have been the end of the story. About 15 years later, O'Sullivan is back home at CSIRO, Australia's national science agency, and the new assignment is wireless networking indoors, the cave echo problem. And he realizes something glorious. A whisper smeared by deep space and a signal smeared by your living room walls are the same math problem. So they pulled the black hole tools out of the drawer, split the signal into lots of slower streams, fired them in parallel, and used that ferocious math to fold the echoes back together. It worked. By 1992, they had a prototype, and in 1996, the key patent landed, 5 names on it, the trick at the heart of every fast Wi-Fi standard that followed. Now, to be fair, no single team invented Wi-Fi. Plenty of hands built the standard. But the fix that made it actually work indoors, fast, that one's Australian. Which brings us to the embarrassing part. The tech industry used the patent for years, and mostly didn't pay. So a government science lab sued basically the entire electronics industry. They called CSIRO a patent troll. CSIRO called it roughly $430 million in settlements. Money earned by an experiment that found absolutely nothing. And that's how science actually pays. You aim at the most impossible thing in the universe, you miss, and the shrapnel becomes the modern world. So next time your Wi-Fi drops out, go easy on it. That little box is running the leftovers of a black hole hunt, built to hear the universe explode, used to argue with strangers. That's one more machine filed. Machine kind.